Welcome to my channel. I have a message for you, so let's jump straight into it. The first card out is the High Priestess being clarified by the Magician, and then we have the Nine of Cups being clarified by the Five of Wands. This is great. So we've got the High Priestess card here and the Magician. I see that there's something that you've been really putting your focus and energy into achieving. This is something that you want to achieve, right? And, you achieving this would be a wish come true. But you see, the High Priestess is here. So it tells me that you already know that you're going to get this. You already know that you have you have the skills, you have the passion, you have all the resources that you need, you have the creativity, you have the talents to get this, and you know that you're going to get it just by you focusing your energy into it and doing what you need to do. You're going to get it, and I see definitely, I mean, if the High Priestess is here, it definitely means that you are spiritually in tune. There's a lot of spiritual knowledge that you have. And this is very interesting. Her eyes are closed. So it tells me that you don't have to visually see something for you to know that it's going to happen. That sometimes you just have this knowing in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, that you just know that it's a fact to you. And I feel like this is one of your God-given gifts. You have the gift of knowing, like you have the gift of intuition. And by the looks of things, you actually do listen to your intuition, which is really a great thing. You have a gift of intuition, even a gift of foresight. There are some things that I feel like that you also keep to yourself with her eyes closed like that you keep to yourself, and I feel like you present the information when the time is right. Beautiful here. You are very powerful. You're very powerful in your spiritual gifts. And I see she's got a book in her hand. So you also have the openness to learn, to know and understand the gifts that you have. And I don't think that you are sharing your gifts with a lot of people yet. I think you're still keeping them to yourself. I think you're still trying to understand what are your capabilities. You're still trying to understand what path you should be taking with them and what you should actually be doing with your spiritual gifts. But I feel like you will definitely be getting those answers. I feel like you are already getting those answers as you go on this journey. And I feel like you're really starting to not just think, but you're starting to put your energy, focusing your energy on certain gifts and skills that you have that you want to use for certain things. Very nice. Very, very nice. And there's this wish element here. There's a wish element here where it seems like, something about your gifts allows for you to manifest things into your life. I feel like especially the things that have to do with you, things that are personal to you, things that contribute to your emotional fulfillment. And with this Five of Wands being here, I don't know. I don't know which direction the conflict is coming from. I don't know if the conflict is coming from the outside or if the conflict is internally. Actually, it's very much internally. This is Nine of Cups. Nine is a very singular card. It's really very individualistic. So, okay, you are very gifted. You have the ability to speak things into existence, to pray things into existence, to manifest things into existence. This is your God-given gift. but I feel like sometimes you there's what's that saying? A tug and a push and pull. Let me rather say that, a push and pull when it comes to this, because I feel like sometimes there are instances where you harness this energy, where you harness this skill of yours, but then there's other times where maybe you feel like, nah, I can't be that gifted. Yes, I'm gifted, but I can't be that gifted. I don't know. Let me understand this a little bit more. I want to understand this Five of Wands energy. Where is it coming from and why? Why do you feel this way? Whoa, this card just fell. Oh, wow. Okay. Seven of Wands has come out. And Seven of Wands, it's like you're being defensive about it. But I feel like it's you limiting yourself as a defense mechanism, that you don't want to think of yourself so great. That's what I'm sensing from here. And it's like it's almost self-limiting. It's really self-limiting, because I feel like you have these skills that you were given that you are actually supposed to use to your advantage, to help you out in life. But I feel like there's also outside noise that I feel like it plants these thoughts or seeds in your mind that work against what you already know. Because you're a high priestess, you know this. But sometimes you hear an opinion from that person, or you hear someone else saying that, and then you start to question yourself, and then you end up saying, you know what, no, I'm actually not going to do this. And that's where you start to get defensive, and you start to put up those boundaries and those limitations. Wow. Look at that, you've got the Sun for the Nine of Cups. You are destined to live a very comfortable and really good life. You've got good energy. You have this emotional fulfillment within yourself, right? It's something that you work on, you've been working on. And I feel like it's something that you have attained for this level of yourself and your life. But I feel like there's still more that you're going to discover about yourself. There's still more that you're going to discover about your gifts and how they can help you make your life more comfortable. Because I get the sense that you are so used to struggling to get things. You're so used to being challenged, where you have to defend yourself or stand up for yourself or protect yourself, that when good things come into your life and they just present themselves like that, you have a tough time accepting it. You have a tough time accepting it. And I know that when a person is like that, it's because they've had so many difficulties in life that it's hard for them to accept that something would be given to them so easily. Because all you know is that you have to fight to get what you want. You have to go through challenges to get what you want. You have to struggle to get what you want. But I feel like those struggles and the things that you went through, it was when you and your consciousness, I feel like your consciousness was still fighting against these gifts that you have. Because guys, going on a spiritual journey is not an easy thing, because it's confronting. You have to confront yourself, and you have to learn about yourself, and sometimes you have to challenge yourself, and you have to continuously heal and continuously seek to be the best version of yourself. That is not an easy thing to do. And then put into that mix your actual spiritual gifts, your ability to see things that other people don't see or hear things that other people don't hear. That's very tough. And I know that there are some people who don't even want to explore their spiritual gifts. They don't want to know. They really don't want to know. They have big gifts, beautiful gifts that God gave them, but they're not trying to explore them in any kind of way. And I feel like that's a personal thing, but for you to be open to try and then go on the journey, and you see the improvements that it brings to your life, I feel like it's worth it. And I feel like this energy here is what you experienced before you tapped into your spirituality. I feel like you struggled a lot. You had to defend yourself a lot. You were in so many situations or scenarios where you were challenged. And I do feel like it also made you this sort of person where you would consider what people are saying, the opinions of others, a lot, and they would make you question yourself. And so if people were questioning something about you, you'd automatically change that, you know. So now it's like now you're in a different place in your life where what you think of yourself matters. You need the emotional fulfillment in your life. And I feel like you're at such a great place in your life where things are looking up for you, and things are looking up, things are coming in. You are in this prosperous, abundant time of your life, but it's so hard for you to accept it because it's like, why is it so easy? Why is it being given to me like this? Where's the struggle? Where's the opposition? Where's the challenge? Where's the obstacles? It doesn't make sense for it to just come so easily. And that's the thing. When you tap into yourself, where you are closest with yourself, where you heal yourself so much so that you are able to feel emotional fulfillment and you're able to create joy for yourself, it raises your vibration, right? And when your vibration is at a higher frequency, it means that all this outside noise, it can't penetrate through that. It means that you have this safe boundary where it cannot permeate through, right? And before you didn't have that, so that's why you were easily attacked. You were easily the scapegoat. You were easily blamed for things, It's giving me heavy black sheep energy where you didn't fit into certain spaces, or whatever you believed in would be challenged by people. And yeah, I feel like you're growing now, and it's so beautiful that you're growing into your spiritual path. And the more you grow into it, the more you are able to stand up for what you believe in because you've now experienced it firsthand. So now when people try to question you or come against you of what you believe, it no longer bothers you. Your boundaries are up, and you protect yourself from those people and you defend your position. But it's not getting to your head anymore. You don't feel the need that now that that was questioned, you have to change that. No, you're not in that space anymore. But your biggest challenge right now is being able to accept that you don't always have to struggle to get things. You don't always have to go through obstacles. You don't always have to be challenged. Yes, there will be challenges, there will be obstacles, but it doesn't mean that that is the only way that you get success. So now, when you are getting success without any of those things, it makes you uncomfortable. Wow. Very deep. Okay, I want to see what this magician is about. But you know what? This is also showing you that you're healing. You are healing because you are able to acknowledge that good things are happening and acknowledging that, oh my gosh, I don't have to struggle for this. This is weird. Why don't I have to fight to get this? And we've got the Queen of Cups to clarify the magician. Wow. Your intuition is next level. I really want to say this. And your healing, you have really healed yourself. I feel like maybe even you sometimes look in the mirror and you just like, wow, I'm really feeling like the person that you are right now is who you believe you were always meant to be. Before you had to fight battles, that means that you always had to have your armor on, that you always had to be defensive. But I feel like now you are more open. You're more open to receive love. You're more open to give love. You're compassionate. You're warm. You not only are you healing yourself, but you also look at people with the compassion of, everybody's on their own healing journey, one way or another. You are in flow with yourself, with the earth, with God, with your spirit. You are in flow with all of that. And I feel like it's really bringing you into your emotional side. You are a Queen of Cups. Whatever happened in the past made you probably think you're something else, but you really are a Queen of Cups. Your power and your magic, it comes in your empathy, in your emotions, in your heart. That is the power. You have the power of love that exists within you. That is your superpower. And certain things happened in your past that tried to make you believe otherwise. But this is who you are. And you are now embracing it. You are fully in your power. And you are using that to heal yourself, to move yourself forward. And, sometimes we can get so caught up in the healing work that when it's time for the next thing, you sort of feel very uncomfortable because it's like, I thought I was still working on this, but it's like, no, you've graduated from that. You're at another level now. You're at another level now, so you get to enjoy. You get to enjoy. This is really beautiful. You know the power of love. That is your superpower. That is your God-given gift. And I feel like there's also a love that you have for your spirit and your spiritual journey. It definitely makes you emotional. It definitely does, because I think the things that you went through, they made you forget who you truly are at heart. And I feel like now that you are manifesting things so much quicker. Things are coming at you, and I feel like maybe you're a little bit overwhelmed right now, because how can it be that you're not struggling? And it's because you're not fighting against yourself anymore. You're not being someone that you're not. You're being your real self. And you feel no shame in that. You don't feel shame in your emotions. You don't feel shame in the fact that you're a compassionate person. But also another thing is that you have boundaries now. You know who you should be sharing this energy with, and you know who you should be blocking and walking away from and not entertaining. You see, now that means that you have all of your power within you. You're no longer wasting your energy and your power in people, spaces, and things that you have no business in. Beautiful. Then we have the High Priestess. Let's see. Wow. Got the Three of Wands. You're growing. You are growing. And you're also becoming more confident. There's a balance within you. There's harmony within you. You're no longer fighting against who you are. You're embracing it. You're embracing it, and it's something that I feel like you feel most like yourself right now. and it's a feeling that you didn't know how to define back then. But now that you're here, now you understand that all this time, all I wanted to do was to be myself. And you couldn't. You were in spaces where you couldn't be yourself. And now you are fully tapped into your power, and man, it is bringing the most amazing things into your life. So I want you to brace yourself, but I want you to fully tap into your Queen of Cups, because Queen of Cups is also very receptive. So I want you to learn how to receive. For you to be in that feminine energy of receiving, and not always feeling like, oh my goodness, what did I do to deserve this? Or, oh no, I have to pay that back. If somebody gave me this, I have to pay that back. No. Now you must receive. If I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but this lady is holding a cup. She's not giving her cup, she's holding it for the cup to be poured into. Even this Nine of Cups, it's this glittery liquid being poured into the cups. It's time for you to allow yourself to be poured into, where you're not the one that's chasing, defending, fighting. No. You receive. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy here. And congratulations for reaching this wonderful point in your life. Like I said, it's not easy to have to face yourself. But, you know, when you not only start the journey, but go through with it and reach your breakthrough, that is where the real magic lies. And your spirit team is very proud of you here, because they know that you were challenged a lot. You had to go through a lot of things. And it's like they understand that because of all of those things that you went through, it's so hard for you to receive. It's so hard for you to get things, for things to go in your way, for things to just feel like they magically come together for you. It feels weird. It's uncomfortable. But that's something you have to consciously work on, because you have beautiful big gifts that you were blessed with. And you don't have to hide them. Don't be worried about opposition. People will always talk. People will always have opinions. But you see, you've got your boundaries up now. So it's the right time for you to expand your horizons, to go out there and get what you want. Beautiful. That's all that I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share with your friends if you'd like. And until the next reading, please, please, please take care of yourselves.